Yo fam, what's good, how's everyone? Welcome back to another video. Let's get the formalities out of the road. Smash those likes if you're here, and if it's your first video watching, smash a follow or consider at least following. I make Destiny content on the daily. My pride and joy is what I'm passionate about, is helping the Destiny community achieve raids and GMs and things like that. And this is all a progression of that, making basic builds that everyone can use without using exotics. And that's what this build is. It is the Warlock Void 3.0, and look, I really shouldn't call it basic. It's not basic at all. This thing is crazily good. It's OP. If you're not a Warlock, this build, if you use this build, I can guarantee you will probably want to play Warlock more often. And I've converted people to this build. Like the birthplace of the Vile GM, this build was one of my favorite builds to run there. It is just so much uptime. Grenades constantly, continuous devour, which is going to regenerate your health, your super back so quick, and that's just without using an exotic. Using the exotics just makes it even better. And this build is that, is what I said, it's basic. There's no exotics. The perks, the mods that you have here are not essential. You can use whatever you like. There's only a couple of things that you really need, but Vortex Nova Bomb, but you can run whatever Nova Bomb or run whatever Void class you want, but the Vortex is my favorite. Healing Rift, another way to survive. Pocket Singularity. Vortex Grenade is the best grenade because it sits, lingers, and sucks everything. Feed the Void. Defeat a target with Void ability to activate Devour. That's the big one. You need that. 100% need that for survivability. Chaos Accelerant. It allows you to overcharge and increase the size of your Vortex Grenade. So basically it makes it stronger and makes it sit for longer. This one here, Echo of Remnants, your lingering grenade. It lasts longer. Echo of Persistence, void buffs applied to your invisibility, overshield, and devour lasts longer. Big one. Echo of Undermining, your void grenades weaken targets. Now that one there is a really important one because you want the grenades to kill enemies, right? So that weakens and kills them, and then that generates your super with Ashes to Assets. Now Ashes to Assets goes on a solar helmet. I run it on pretty much nearly every one of my classes. Intellect is completely useless to you in PvE. Stop trying to max it out. Realistically, it is complete waste of stats. You want to focus on resilience for survivability, and in this particular build, the two that I would focus on is resilience and discipline, and that's it. Everything else is kind of, you don't need it. You really don't. As I said, Charge with Light build. I went super basic on this build on all three of the Hunter, the Warlock, and the Titan builds because people don't have a lot of mods and stuff, and I didn't want to overcrowd with mods and things, and I wanted to start off basic and then build progression. You don't need any of that stuff. As I said, Better Already is one of my favorite perks. That's why I always run. At the moment, I run pretty much Void Legs on every character and a Solar Helmet on every character. And the reason why is Better Already and Ashes to Assets, my two favorite at the moment. And then I also like to run a Bond that's solar, so I can put Bomber on. So you use your class ability to generate grenade. As I said, this build is all around throwing grenades. The more grenades you throw, the more devour you'll get. The more grenades you throw, the more super you're going to get. It's a win-win. All right, this thing just needs to be fed. It's called Feed the Void. You want to feed the void, and you want to throw as many freaking supers as you possibly can. It really is that good of a build. This is the progression. I chuck on a Gallahorn and Controverse holds. Now Controverse hold just makes this build so much better. You get a lot more grenade energy back and stuff, and you're able to hold the grenade and really overcharge it. But you'll see how quickly this thing is just able to shred through things. Or proc Devour here. You'll see the super regeneration is constantly there. When I pick up these elemental wells, I've got Font of Wisdom on, which Font of Wisdom instantly gives me 100 intellect. You can see there, approved ability regeneration. That is your intellect kicking in to 100. So that's why I said before, intellect is one of the biggest myths for PvE. You really do not need it. You really do not need it, and you want to try and focus on all the other stuff. So if you've got a high intellect build on any of your classes, not just Warlock, really start focusing your armor and other stuff. Once upon a time, intellect was nearly essential, but it's not anymore. Guys, this is a basic build that's going to help you guys to make your builds better all around, not just for a Warlock. But if you don't play Warlock, you don't have an appreciation for Warlocks, you're definitely going to after you've used this build. It is probably the one of my favorites. Void 3.0 was such a great time. Volatile rounds, and look, I haven't even included volatile rounds in this, right? So you can also get volatile rounds, which then your Void weapons start making explosions, and everyone loves explosions, right? So, but you can see here, constantly weakening, constantly proccing that health regeneration. My super, the uptime in my super, you can see there, the super is just growing and growing so quickly. You know, when I done the birthplace of the Vile GM, as I said before, it's one of my favorite GMs to run with this particular build. It was nothing short of me getting, you know, 7, 8, 9, 10 supers per GM, because you're just constantly killing things with grenades. Like, there's another super already. Like, as I said before, this thing just wants to be fed. Feed it with grenades, feed those supers into the ads, and just get, you know, big wins all around. But here's the build. This here is the exact same. I didn't change the subclass at all. As I said, ashes to assets, elemental ordnance. You're going to generate elemental wells with grenade kills, which you're going to throw heaps of. Resist incoming damage while you're charging your void grenade, and then charge void grenades, return grenade energy on hit. Font of Wisdom is the big one, right? It gives you 100 intellect when you pick up those elemental wells that are going to be all over the place, because you're going to get so many grenade kills. Bountiful wells, you know, these are not essential. You can have a really basic build for well mods, but this is a sort of an ideal situation. Bountiful wells allows you to stack things, and it also allows you to generate more. Well of Tenacity, you're going to then be able to take more damage. So Well of Tenacity gives you damage reduction as well. So feeding into that, you know, survivability. And then down here, as I said, I'm running those bombers and that elemental ordnance. I've got 2 stacks of elemental ordnance. So every time I get a grenade kill, that's 3 elemental wells that are going to spawn. Guys, if you enjoy this video, smash a thumbs up on it, man, and let me know in the chat if you've tried this build out. I really do think you'll enjoy it. But GG's, I do appreciate your love and support, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Stay groovy, stay safe, as always. Deuces.